Want to be a one-term president.
For stability. I will not stay a day with a gun in my head longer than 4 years. What we have now is only 2 years that somebody used to
shouting, oh, he cannot do it. He cannot do it. If he tells you he's going to stay for 4 years, it's a lie. It's not possible. This, that. Because deep within them, they know that they themselves cannot do it. When you know your limitation, because you cannot reach that level, no other person can. It's a normal thing. It's a normal human thinking. People don't believe that other people can do things that they cannot do. It's difficult if you check. Most persons will tell you, you can't do this, you can't do this. They are only telling you that they themselves can't do it. So because they think that they can't, their corrupt mindset will not let them do it. They believe that no other person can. They believe that because they are corrupt, others are also corrupt. But that's not how life is. That you cannot do something doesn't mean the next person can. Because you guys are different. What progressive minds do, or people who once they discover that they cannot do something, they will look for somebody who can and watch and learn how the person is doing it. Then they can also learn and improve. But you see, people who are so myopic, people who are so stubborn in knowledge, people who are so corrupt, when it comes talking about politically now, people who are corrupt, because they know that if they are in power, staying 4 years is something that they cannot do, that they must do 8 years, if possible more than 8 years. So because that is their mindset, default mindset, they will never believe that somebody like Peter Obi will be able to actually say and do the same. They will believe that, he's also, even when they know that this guy is, sometimes they actually do know. For example, they know Peter Obi, they know him, they know Peter Obi. People like Bayo Ononuga and all those Femi Fani-Kayode, all those Reno Mokre, all those what's his name again, Daniel Bwala, all these are crooked politicians. They know Peter Obi much more than most of us. They know him very well. And that's why I see they are always after him. The day they stop commenting about his public interview, that is when they've stopped getting scared of him. They will always comment because he is a threat to them. This is a known fact. He is a threat to them. And I like them to continue doing it. You know why? Because the more they do that, the more the Nigerian public is now wiser. We know that they are threats, that Peter Obi is now a threat. We know to them. And that is the more Peter Obi's fan base will be increasing. So Bayo Ononuga continue talking about Peter Obi whenever he does any post. It's actually a good publicity you are doing if you don't know. It's a good publicity. Keep talking about him. Keep making him important. We want him to be much more important than he is now. Why did Peter Obi choose 4 years? Just listen.
Stand or abide by this agreement. Is it a written agreement, verbal agreement? What kind of agreement is this?
Well, it is part of the promise of a new Nigeria. What we are doing with NDC and with Mr. Peter Obi you have referred to is something that will be novel, something that has not happened in Nigeria before, where people do not want to quit office. Once you give them the baton, they run away with the baton, unless you force them out. Mr. Obi was very conscious of the need to preserve national unity. And he recognizes that for him to succeed, he must not eat into the tenure of the North. So he confined himself ab initio to the 4 years available to southern Nigeria. As to whether people are honorable or not, it's only a character like Mr. Peter Obi who can do that, because he has always told you what he can do. And for those who are doubting him, I can tell you I have known Peter Obi in fact, I have been his longest political associate since 2001. He started his politics with me, and I can tell you that once he has said it, that is the way it's going to be. If he goes into office, assuming Nigerians vote for him and he wins, Peter Obi will leave after 4 years. In fact, in my discussions with him, he has already started making his plans on how to deliver his promises to Nigerians within 4 years. Don't forget that somebody like a nobleman like Nelson Mandela did only 4 years in South Africa, and he left. So if Peter Obi leaves after 4 years, he will not be the first person. Mandela did it. And he left, after, even when the ovation was still very high for him. So I think it's for us to begin to realize our makeup in this country, knowing that Nigeria is a very diverse country where you must respect the rights and interests of other people. Yes, the issue of 4 years is very critical, that anybody who wants to preserve national unity from the South cannot think about staying beyond 4 years, because Tinubu would have done 4 years by 2027. And in order to preserve national unity, that 4 years will be the last chance for the South in this very dispensation. For those who do not pay attention to this and ignore it, they will see when we begin the campaigns that they will not stand. They cannot stand.
Yes. I love the way he answered the question succinctly. I enjoyed that interview. Toby is not like every other. He is a man of his words. And because he's a man of his words, 4 years is quite so much for P2B to reposition Nigeria. So Nigeria can actually be better in 4 years if we have a leader like P2B that can reposition the country. People will start seeing dividends. People will start seeing things are happening. So 4 years is too much for Nigeria to get better if you have a leader like P2B.
So what can you really do in 4 years?
A lot can be done in 4 years. One is to reposition the country and lay a foundation on how we shall coexist and live together as a people, having faith in the country as one indivisible country. If a leader comes and takes Nigeria as his entire constituency and begins to take actions that people will trust him with, and begin to take everybody as a brother or as a sister, making sure that what is available goes round to everybody. You change the national psyche and the way people perceive their leaders. A leader that has come to unite everybody will be a leader that will achieve much within 4 years. Even 2 years will be enough for you to put the party back on track. If you come into office and you begin to do things that will make everybody have a sense of belonging as a Nigerian, as somebody who can be fair to all, you will see that turning the country together will be a major achievement in the first 1 year. Look at Rwanda, where Paul Kagame is doing wonders. He came into that country very divided between the Hutsis and Tutsis. They were massacred, genocide, and everything. And when he came in, he banned anybody saying that I'm a Tutsi, I'm a Hutsi, I'm a tribal person. You must say I'm a Rwandan. You can't say you belong to any of these tribes. And he was able to unite Rwandan people. That's why the country is ascending now, doing very well. I was in Kigali, and I was busy trying to ask a girl in the hotel reception, are you a Tutsi? She didn't reply me. I said, are you a Hutu? She didn't reply me. Then her colleague said, we are Rwandans. That is the way to build national unity. So in Nigeria today, somebody who can come out and with the blast of the whistle say, you cannot say, I'm Igbo, I'm Yoruba, I'm Hausa, I'm Shekiri, I'm this and that, I'm 200 and something ethnic nationalities in Nigeria.
As though you
for you to govern, you need to have these 250 ethnic nationalities to trust you, that you have come to provide leadership to everybody, not for a section of the people. So if somebody comes to that mindset, they will be able to.
And people usually talk that Nigeria is a complex country. And people who always say that Nigeria is complex, they have a different mindset about the complexity of Nigeria. Nigeria could be complex in terms of corruption because people who are leaders are corrupt. So they are seeing their corrupt minds being faced by a complex corrupt system. But when you are, like P2B said, when you are not corrupt, your wife is not corrupt, your family is not corrupt, you have reduced the corruption by 60%. When you have done that, the complexity of the so-called complexity of Nigeria in terms of corruption will crumble overnight. But because they themselves are corrupt, they will continue to see Nigeria to be a complex in quote, complex country. So P2B has a different DNA. P2B is going to be somebody who is going to bring starvation to the current political class, especially the corrupt ones, people who have been using the Nigerian state to enrich their pocket. They will definitely fight back, just like a lion who is fighting back when you want to take away the food, or a cat fighting back when you want to take away a lump of meat. They will fight back. It's a normal thing. So why are they fighting? Because P2B is snatching away their food. That is why they are fighting back, because most of them who are there, they are for themselves, not for the Nigerian populace. P2B is coming to seal those holes. They don't want somebody who will not give shishi. They don't want somebody who will not allow them to steal money, because P2B will not allow them to steal money. They will fight back, and that is what they are doing at all costs. He wants to remain in power because he wants to continue stealing, even with his cronies. They want to continue stealing. So why? They will fight P2B with everything they've got to make sure that P2B don't take away that source of ill-gotten wealth from them. So they will fight. It's a normal thing. We know all this. We know. It's a normal thing. We know. Anybody who pretends not to know is just a pretender. Even those in the media outlets who pretends because they want to do journalism. To govern a complex country, look at the response of the senator. Well given, and that is the truth.
States, complex country, a very divided country. And that complexity and that division is accentuated during election season. We see how we vote, we see how we see. So they are now saying, look, if he couldn't stay and build the Labour Party, if he couldn't stay and fight internal party politics and the internal democracy of the ADC, now he's gone to the NDC, where it looks like it's a free meal, it's a free pass for him. How can he run a complex country like Nigeria?
Well,
if he wins,
the strength of Mr. Obi, I'm coming. The strength of Mr. Obi is in his frugal attitude, physical discipline. He's somebody who is not wasteful. I've lasted with him for 21 years in politics, and my relationship with Obi has never been determined by money, what he can give you. Because he will tell you, I'll use money, public money, for public good. It's not by dishing out money, sharing money to people that you become popular and then you deliver nothing when you get into office. One thing I can assure you is that Peter said he will not be part of a transactional politics where the amount of money you share to people will determine their support for you. Because if he spends his own money, he has money. P2B is very wealthy, mind you. But he has said that he cannot be driven into transactional politics. Because if he spends his money, if he gets into public office, he will start stealing public money to recover the money he has spent on you. So it's part of his strength. Those who are following him today are not following him because of money. Like I said to you, I've been with him for 25 years, since 2001. And money has never defined my relationship with him. Because I know I will not get it, even if I ask for it, unless there is a reason that is very compelling. And even if he wants to spend money, he will be very, very prudent in the use of money. So this is the type of leader Nigeria needs. Somebody who can, because Nigeria is blessed with a lot of money, a lot of resources.
All right,
what is our burn is our waste of our resources. So you need somebody who can husband money. So wait now, somebody who can husband money and use it to deliver to the needs of the people. Not somebody who is generous and in the end he will mess up everybody.
All right,
it's not a weakness. It's not a weakness. Because his attitude.
P2B's popularity is no longer in doubt. When I saw what happened in Abakaliki, I'm not surprised. That is who he is. This is what you need to see what happened in 2023. It has not even, in fact, the main popularity has not even started. When the election is getting close, you see it. And that is what these guys are scared of. They are really, really scared of P2B. In fact, they are rigging machinery. They are not even so sure of it anymore. And that's why we Nigerians, we have to keep pushing. Those of us, people who are, I'm very happy that my brother from another mother, Dr. Obidient, is coming out he's contesting for a member house of Ref Mbitoli, and Ikedu Federal Constituency. These are the kind of bright minds that we need to come out. Nigeria is for bright mind like that. An accomplished medical doctor, somebody who is a community, who loves humanity. I know him too well because we were colleagues back in Uniport those days. And other people too who are coming out. I see some other people joining NDC. It is only somebody who has good conscience, that will see a party like NDC and join. Although you have some people who are opportunists, yes, we know them. But this time, those opportunists, there will be nothing for them. So let's keep supporting NDC and supporting the OK movement. Registering to vote is much more than joining NDC. But of course, joining NDC is also very important. But registering to vote is paramount. Because if you don't register to vote, you can't vote. You'll only be on social media. And not just voting, being there to defend the vote. The time starts now. The grassroots mobilization starts now. Because Nigeria, it is long overdue for Nigeria to be okay. Nigeria has to be okay in our lifetime today.
If you don't know today, the federal government of Nigeria does not want me, Peter Obi, to be a candidate of any party, but I'll be candidate.